Welcome to another series of our bariatric cooking classes. Today we'll be making a tomato and Kalamata olive seafood bake. I'm using salmon tonight, but you can use whatever seafood you prefer. Any kind of fish that you prefer, or you can even use shrimp. Let me show you how it's done. First, we're going to preheat our large pan to medium heat. We're going to pour 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Swirl that around the pan. We're going to add 1 onion sliced. You can see the thickness, so it's about 1/2 inch thick slices. We're going to throw those in there. And I'm just going to separate these pieces using my tool here, my fork. I love this tool. This is one of my favorite tools in the kitchen. You should get one. We're going to cook the onions until they're soft. That's about 5 minutes. Now that the onions are translucent and they look soft, we can add the rest of the ingredients. 4 Roma tomatoes, cut in chunks. 1/3 cup of Kalamata olives. Mine are halved. They already came like this. You could even chop them up smaller if you don't love getting such big bites of Kalamata olives. But I love the olives. 1 teaspoon of oregano. 2 garlic cloves minced. Half a teaspoon of ground black pepper and 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. The pepper flakes are optional. If you are just recently after surgery, you started your soft foods diet, then you don't want to add the red pepper flakes. Your stomach is still pretty sensitive. But if you're farther out, then you can do a little bit of the heat. So that is an optional ingredient. Lastly, I'm going to add 1 cup of dry cooking wine. And the juice of 2 lemons. I'm going to bring this to a very low simmer and I'm going to cook it for about 15 minutes. I just want the wine to reduce, the fluids to reduce, and then we'll go for the next step. Now that the mixture started simmering, we can preheat the oven to 375 degrees. We're going to let this simmer for about 10 minutes, so you could wait a little longer to preheat your oven. It takes maybe about 5 minutes for that oven to preheat. If your sauce is drying out too quickly, you want to lower the heat. Right now I have it at medium. So I'm going to let it simmer for about 10-15 minutes at the most. I just want everything, all the flavors to combine really well before the next step. Alright, so this has been cooking for about 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more than 15 minutes. I was playing around with the heat, bringing it down, bringing it a little bit high just to make sure it wasn't boiling too fast, but it was reducing. So I've reduced the liquid to about definitely half, maybe to 1/3 of what it was, and now it's ready for the next step. Now we're going to place the salmon in a baking dish, but first we want to grease the bottom a little bit with some olive oil. Spread that around with a brush. Then we're going to place the 4 salmon fillets in the pan. These are pretty big, so they're going to be kind of tight. That's okay. And now we're going to add the mixture that we made earlier in the pan. We're going to pour that on top evenly. As you can see, no salt is really needed in this recipe. It's got enough flavor with the wine and the lemon and the garlic and everything. So this is one of the lowest salt recipes we've ever made here. So that's great. Just get those spread out. And now it's ready to go in the oven. We're going to put this in the oven uncovered for 14 to 15 minutes. Salmon has been baking for 15 minutes, so this is ready. We're just gonna let it cool a little bit and then we'll go ahead and plate it. And there you have it, super simple. I really hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.